Hello and welcome back to the U Up podcast. I'm Jordana Abraham.
And I am Jared Freed. It is so good to be back here with you, Jordana. How are you? Happy birthday.
Thank you.
As of taping,
yes.
we tape between, we're in the...
As of the recording, my birthday is tomorrow.
As of the recording,
yes,
so tomorrow's the birthday.
Yes, from when we are recording, which was last week.
I'm the most confused I've ever been in my entire life.
It's okay.
When's your birthday?
September 7th.
So
you
tomorrow.
Didn't know when my birthday was?
I knew. The best day of the year.
You just said, when's your birthday?
I took a guess and you asked too many questions. You know when you just go with it?
You asked too many questions.
It's like, well, what do you mean? What birthday?
You sound like Mike.
Did I fuck up? There's a lot of times as a guy where you just go, cool, and you go along with it, and then you hope no one asks you any questions. I had someone, this is crazy. I had someone go, watch the special, loved it, so happy for you. And I wrote back.
Which part you like?
Well, I didn't have the number. I had the number saved, but I was like, all my text delete like after a year.
Okay.
So I was like, I know.
Why don't you just not do that? I feel like that's gotten you in trouble a few times.
It gets you in trouble. It's because it takes up data. It takes up the room on the phone.
Buy unlimited data.
I thought I was. I think it was like one of those things. I'm like, aren't I paying for this?
Right.
You know, and you go, I got to delete one picture to let another text in. Have you had this? Maybe it was before the phones got bigger.
Maybe. Then it was a long time ago.
That I added this wrinkle into my iCloud, and they were like, congratulations, special, I loved it, and just so proud of you. And I saw the name, I go, I recognize the name, I don't know what it is. And then they were like, and I was like, thank you. And then they wrote back, do you know who this is? And I was like, yeah, it's you. You know, like you. And then you're like,
That's kind of annoying.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Instead of saying, because if they're not sure if you know who they are, they should have texted and introduced themselves. Hey, not sure if you have my number. It's first name, last name. Then to do it that way is kind of like gotcha-y. I don't like it.
I mean, we can go into this. I have the texts. I actually got more annoyed. I don't know if I should tell this story.
Who was it?
It was they go, well, I should tell
you
this
dated?
story. Have I told you that I showed you this?
Yeah, Good Morning America.
Should we do the
Okay.
screenshot and I'm them and you're you?
Yeah,
Okay.
We'll do the screenshot. Okay, ready?
Ready.
So I let me retell the story. Okay? I get a text from a number I have saved, but I was like, I can't place the name with the number. So you be her.
You screenshotted them.
You be her, I'll
Okay.
be me.
Well, it's long.
Okay.
Just watched your Netflix special. Killed it. So happy for you. Been a long time. I'm married with a child, but still support everything you have to offer.
That's
okay.
That's info, but like, okay, I'm not positive of who this is. And I'm like looking them up on Instagram. You know, I'm looking up the name, maybe Facebook, and I'm like, wait.
You're like, you've dated a lot of people that are now married with a child.
Right. Okay. And again, like, since this person.
Playboy. Good luck,
right.
Chuck.
They all find someone new
right.
to give them their suburban dream. I wrote back, thank you so much. Triple exclamation point.
Okay.
Now they write
They
back.
could have ended it there.
Could have ended it.
Okay. I don't even know how I found your number, LOL. You prob don't even remember me. Crying smiley face. But I felt the need to let you know. Do you remember me at all? I'm curious now. All right, this is annoying.
Right?
Yeah.
Because, okay, first of all, I let me just give the timing of this. I don't even know how I found your number. Okay, you don't know? You searched my name in your phone. It was there.
You had the number.
We all know how this works.
Right.
And then, I don't even know how I found your number. You probably don't even remember me laughing face emoji. I ha-ha'd that. That's a period. That's done.
That's it.
We're over. We're out.
No need to continue going.
But I felt the need to let you know. Heart reaction.
Okay.
Good. Let me put you to bed. Put the kepi on the pillow.
Yes. If you get a reaction with no additional text, those are the U Up rules. That means the conversation is over.
Gone. We're done. Period.
Yes.
So then after that heart, then it came the follow-up. Do you remember me at all? I'm curious now.
Okay. I think that's annoying.
Okay, so I wrote back. So now I got to go to Honesty Town.
Okay.
Like, I could have been done it. Thank you so much.
Right.
Which is how I feel.
It could have been like the tree falls in the wood. No one asks any additional questions.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Don't come here to hurt your own feelings.
Yes.
And I wrote, honestly, my text delete after a year, and I've gotten so many nice messages that I'm really appreciative, but also a little lost.
Okay.
Okay.
We went to Miami once together. I was there for work. You went there? Or you drove my rental car back.
I have.
Okay. Is that happened? Do you remember this? You drove back from Miami in a rental car?
I honestly have no memory of Miami. The idea, to me, I would like an explanation on we went together, but you were
Right.
there for work. Which is it?
And then you drove her car, back to New York? I think
have-
you would have remembered that.
I have no memory of, not to New York. I don't know. I don't know what this person's talking about. And I feel
We
I
went to
feel-
Miami together. Sounds like you took a trip to Miami together. Or you went to the University of Miami together, which you didn't do.
No, we didn't. We were Mike's classmates. No, we went to Miami together, to Miami once together. I was there for work. Those are two different sentences.
Right. One is I happened to be in Miami for work when you were there. And the other
Right.
one is we went together, like couples trip.
I don't remember this, and
Okay.
I feel badly that I don't. So on the other side of this, like
Unless
if
you
you're
have unless you've truly have underrepresented your drinking. And you
I don't think
and you just are blacking out on large periods of time. It doesn't make sense that you wouldn't remember, right?
I feel badly that I don't. You know, like you go, you see this and you go, I'm the again. What's annoying about this text? Because then I wrote, well, I feel like so then I drove the rental car back apparently.
Okay.
So I wrote back, well, I feel like an ass. I'm happy you're doing well. I really appreciate the message. Like this is me being like,
Why are you
I'm
happy
the
she's doing well? You don't know who she
well, I looked her up. I go, and then I recognized her. I go, I found her on Instagram, and I go, I know who this is. We did go on dates. Like,
Oh,
there's
you
no,
found her. Okay.
Yeah. I ended up finding her, and I was like, we've
How
been
did
on
you
dates.
find her?
The name is saved in my phone and spelled very
Oh.
specifically.
Okay, so then you did know who it was.
Not initially.
Okay.
Like literally got this text, was like looking
You
up
don't
the
remember
name,
who the name
don't
was,
remember the
okay.
name, and then I go, oh, this is who it is. We have mutual friends, all this stuff.
You don't remember the encounter though.
I remember dates, not the encounter.
Okay.
Like I remember like having dated.
Okay. Interesting. Blank is my name. Like we went on a few dates. You really are 37 and single. Wow. Okay.
So now I'm the big piece of shit single 30. No. That makes me.
Well,
I don't know.
let's find out. Let me determine if you were a piece of shit.
Okay.
How many dates did you go on?
I have no fucking clue.
How long ago?
I have no fucking clue. I went back.
She's
I'm just saying.
She's starting to build a case.
Well, listen, here's the thing. Since this person, I lived with someone. I was in a serious
Oh, this
relationship.
is before that.
Yeah, this isn't
Okay.
like within the past. I went back
This
to
is
our.
like 6 years ago, probably.
We absolutely, because
Okay.
I went back to our DMs and to see what was going on.
I'd have to know if you really went to Miami together. I can see how that would be.
I have
insulting.
I have no memory of a Miami trip, and I just don't like the explanation of oh, Miami. I guess you are,
That's that is a snarky comment that's meant to sort of be a jab.
Go to our DMs. The last DM is when I was flipping omelets in my apartment in Harlem. If you're familiar with the
Okay.
JCU, the J Train Cinematic Universe, you know the omelet flipping times of 2019.
Okay.
2018.
January 2018.
Is the last message.
So basically 2017.
Yes.
So yeah, that's 6 years ago.
Right. And I remember going to
Hmm.
the account. I go, oh, I know who this is.
Well, I think it highlights something very interesting in dating that I found very frustrating.
I'm happy you're finding something interesting in this and not just you piece of shit. I don't know.
No,
I felt
I mean,
annoyed. I was like, can you
Here's the thing.
give me
I can't say whether or not you are a piece of shit
Sure,
because
I
I
can't
don't
either.
know exactly how many encounters you had. I don't know if you actually went to Miami together on a trip, but I think it leads to the more interesting thing in dating, which happens is that something can mean a lot to one person and not mean that much to someone else. And you hear all sorts of iterations of this kind of thing in dating. And I think that I understand to an extent why she responded so sassily, because I think that's like sort of the most hurtful part is like this idea that something that was meaningful to you didn't mean anything to the other person. And that's
Right.
kind of what you're saying when you're like, I don't have your name. I don't remember who you are. It's kind
I
of like
did have the
that
name,
thing
but-
that we did that maybe you felt a connection. Maybe you had a great time. Maybe something you remember. The other means nothing to the other person.
Right. And it's hard to admit that. To be like, it means nothing to me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're
like,
not gonna say
I'm
that,
not
so-
going to say that. I'm saying like,
But like you
know,
said
but
it without saying it.
It means
which
less
is,
than it does
right.
for her.
Yes.
Like I will, as far as like,
Sure.
and here's the other thing. When you put yourself out there in a public way, when you're like, here, check out my podcast and check out my, comedy or whatever, I'm kept up with in a way that I'm not keeping up with others.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'm making myself to be kept up with. Like, I want that. So when people say to us, oh, I watched your story, I don't mean to be a creep. It's like, well, I put it out there. It'd be weird of me to not
Right.
acknowledge that I made the story to be seen.
Yeah, and that's an important factor in this. And I'm sure she like has been following what you're doing to an extent, and like maybe is like, oh, I know that guy who's now like he's got a Netflix special, right?
Well, there's some
I used to
pride there.
Maybe it's funny, like you can have two versions of the same events. Her version is I used to date this guy. We went to Miami together. That you now has this Netflix special, and your version is I have no idea who you are.
We vacationed. We used to summer in
Is
Miami.
that what she wrote?
No, I don't. I would like to know more on the Miami part, but like, here's the thing: you've put me in a position of like, I'm the worst. I'm the worst.
No,
Goodbye. Good
I'm-
luck. No, not
Right,
you.
yeah,
I'm saying
okay.
when the way this text went, it wasn't in a fashion of let me just bring you back up to speed.
Right.
It was in a I'm gonna make you feel like shit if you don't remember. Like,
I agree. The way that she like tested you to see if you knew, like,
it could have been over a thank you.
right. I agree. I think that it was like, I agree that she did it in a rude way. I can understand why it would be hurtful if it's if you dated to the extent that she sort of like put it in that context of like, you took a trip together. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if she just wrote it weirdly. If you're listening, let us know.
Fill us in on the trip.
Email UUP. don't text.
Okay.
Email UUP@betches.com. If this was you,
Yeah.
let us know your version of the story,
Of
like
the-
the
yeah.
full details, so we
Right.
can determine if Jared is a monster.
What if there's like 7 women that are like, I went to Miami.
Not
I
every-
went to Miami. And I'm like, what? How many times have I been in Miami? What am I?
What are you, Jesse Metcalf?
Yeah, what the hell is, what's wrong with me?
Just taking endless amounts of women to Miami.
First date, we
Yeah.
head to Miami.
And I don't. That's not your fault. And things are as meaningful as they are. You can't force yourself to make something more meaningful to you than it was. I just think it's an interesting sort of microcosm of something larger that's kind of like
Absolutely.
a little more
The
hurtful or relatable or in dating of just like, even you could think two people go on a first date. Someone's like, oh, we went on a 7-hour first date. Like,
Right.
we had a serious connection. And the other person's like, yeah, I had nothing to do all day. So like we hung out.
I feel uncomfortable with this because it is like I did read this and feel badly. Like I
Mm-hmm.
was like, and also here's the thing: like if to say I was there for work, we went to Miami together. Those are two
different, yeah.
sentences that are two different stories.
I agree.
So, like reason if you really came here to like be congratulatory with nothing else on your mind, no agenda, then it
No,
would
she
have
had
been
an
like
agenda.
there was an
Yeah,
agenda. This
yeah.
was a fact-finding mission.
Right.
How much does this dude remember about us going to Miami and being there for whatever amount of days?
Here's what I think.
Yeah.
I don't think you went to Miami together.
I don't think
you
so
were
either.
DMing. She was like, and you were like, I'm going to be in Miami this weekend. And she was like, well, I'm actually going to be there also for work.
Right.
And then you both were in Miami.
And we went down on each other and that was it.
That sounds like what happened.
Probably what
to me.
happened.
And,
Well, I mean, we're going to find out. I'm sure she's listening
Yeah.
to every episode. The thing is, and it's like, I'm bringing this up because I know who it is. Like, I know it's not like random
Right.
DMer who like met up with me in Miami. Like, we definitely went on dates.
Yeah.
We definitely like met like through dating apps, and through those channels.
Yeah.
And then
And I felt like that in in a work context. I don't think it makes you a bad or good person. I remember like years ago, we had Michelle Wolf on. She came to one of our live shows. She did it. That's where I met her. And then I saw her in like an SLT class a couple times, and I was like nervous the first time, so I didn't say hi. And then I said hi the second time, but the second time I was like, I know that was probably a bigger deal for me than it was to her. She might not remember me. So like the proper way to do that is to go say hi and say, I'm Jordana Abraham. I don't know if you remember, I was on this,
Right.
you were on the show. I was the host, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's the courteous way to do that. It's a little bit, it's a little vulnerable,
Right. And it's a little different when you may have had sex with someone.
potentially.
Like, gone on a podcast is different than, I can understand why there's different feeling. Like, I understand your perspective of like, you were on a podcast, we don't, you
Right.
know, where it's different, where you've been with someone intimately and you're like, we went to Miami
Right.
and both of us shit in a toilet, the same toilet.
You were inside
like,
me, yeah.
Yeah. So like those things, I understand why there's more with it.
Right.
But I do the thing too. Like I would, hey, remember me? We did this thing together.
If you feel like it's possible that the other person might have more going on where they might not remember you as well as you might remember them. And I think
Right.
that for dating, maybe you're right. It's different. It's a little like,
Listen, I don't know. There's a way to hold my hand through it, and there's a way to make me feel like shit. And this one made me feel like shit. You know, like.
Right.
But I walked away like, I don't know how I got your number. Like, what do you? I
Did you
have your
answer?
name too. You know, like.
did you answer the 37 and single thing?
What did I do? No.
Oh.
Uh,
Well, if she listens to the show, just right. I kind of want to know. Unless maybe you
I
don't
want-
want. Maybe you don't want to know.
I'd like to know. I
Okay.
mean, like, I'd like to know in a safe space,
Right.
You know, where
This
we
is a
can
safe
not talk
space.
about this and like, you know, if you're gonna again, like the nature of this conversation is not to be trusted further. That's why
Right.
you really are 37 saying, well, you're married with a kid. I'm gonna walk away now.
Right.
Goodbye. You know, like I don't need to
Yeah,
like
why do
keep
you
this
need this?
going.
Yeah.
I kind of feel shitty. It kind of feels like you wanted me to feel shitty. Mission accomplished.
Yeah. Would
This
you be
is all-
offended if someone didn't remember hooking up with you that you remembered hooking up with?
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
I wouldn't. If they were like, if I went to them, I was like, "Hey, good to see you again." They're like, and I go, "We went on a date. We kind of we hooked up, whatever." And then they were like, "Oh my god, yeah."
What if you went on 3 dates?
I would not even care a little.
Okay. I would.
I
care.
would more be. I would be in the position of like, you know, oh, I'm so sorry you didn't remember me. Like I'd be
Right.
apologizing to them.
Yeah.
You know, but that's me. That's me being like a people pleaser and like not.
Actually, maybe if it was like 3 dates, if we dated for less than, I'm trying to think when I would care. I think if we went on more than 3 dates, it would be a little insulting. If it was less than that and it was 6 years ago, I might not care.
Here's an example. What's the name of the woman that told us about weak ties?
Meg J. Meg J. Yes.
Okay. Wow, I really failed that test. I was gonna say like, we hung out before this podcast existed, so it's
Right.
like,
Oh.
do we remember every guest that came on here?
Well, here's the difference. I read the book,
Right.
right? So, like, so I
didn't
remember
read this chick's book.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I have a more intimate, whatever it is, relation because you know I've spent more time diving. But she was on your show. She was just on the show one day for you, so it was a different situation.
Right. She was on Jared Freed Miami. I don't know. I now the more we talk about this, the more I feel like a piece of shit.
I don't think you're a piece of shit at all. I mean, here's the thing. It is what it is.
Right.
You
It is
don't,
what it is.
You don't remember. You're not trying to not remember to seem
But
cool.
I would have liked to.
You're
Like,
not- that's what I'm
that's
saying.
the
Like-
thing. If she was
like
like
you-
Miami, you don't remember. I get it. You drove my car. We did this. You met at work. I would have gone, oh my God. Bring me up to speed.
Right. No, I agree. She could have done it differently. And here's the thing. Again, sometimes things are more meaningful to one person than the other. And that's just kind of like the way things work.
I also think you can make anyone an asshole. If you want to, you can make anyone an asshole. You can also hold
Yeah.
someone's hand to the land of reasonability and like humanity. Like I do think like if you go to an ex and you say, well, here they are, the piece of shit doesn't remember me. Everyone goes, yeah. And then that person goes, yeah, I'm an asshole. Or you go up to them and go, hey, it's been a long time. And you start at ground zero and you go, and we did this and we met this way. And then you go, and now I'm here with child and husband and happy.
Yeah. No, I agree. That was the way to do it. And she didn't do it like that. Maybe she wanted to catch
Petty
you.
or prudent?
Petty for her to do it like that. And to the last comment of, I guess that's why I guess you really are 37 and single.
Right. Me forgetting the Miami trip doesn't make me, to me, it doesn't line up.
I feel like you would
37 and
remember
single.
planning a trip with someone and going on a trip
We
together.
didn't go to Positano and take pictures.
Did you
in
go on
front
a
of
flight together?
I don't remember. What a way to start this show.
Okay.
37 and Singles available on Netflix right now, streaming.
Yes.
If you haven't watched it, watch it. If you have a friend that hasn't watched it, share it. We want people to watch it. A Betches and Jared Freed production.
Yes.
How are you? Oversharing. How are we doing?
I'm good. Oversharing is out every Tuesday. We have 2 new meditations this month. One is about sending a risky text.
This woman must have listened to it
Yeah.
to pump herself up.
Right? Maybe that's why she did it. Send a risky text. You listen to this like thing. It kind of calms you down.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to be anxious if it takes the person 3 hours to respond. And the other one is like feeling really stressed at work, which maybe, you know, we'll send you that.
I'm a little stressed
Yeah.
right now. I didn't expect us to go down this road. We did, Candace,
Oh.
we talked about it.
Did you want me
at
to just
the
say
GMA
she's a piece
taping.
of shit? And
No,
absolutely- okay.
I want to have a discussion about it without being, you know, me being feeling like
Yeah, no, you're not a monster
No,
at all.
I
So,
thought it was unreasonable.
You're just very cool.
the coolest cat in town. She's sitting there like, it came in 2 seconds. Fuck him. Like, yeah, we'll get an email.
No,
He farted after sex. What a loser. Like, I'll hear all about, you know, all the things that are remembered. I'm like, I like you. What? Can I give you a kid's 529 plan? I don't know. I'm like, all I want to do is just this person not to hate me.
I don't think that was a hateable offense. Again,
No.
I don't really know the details, so I can't say.
I
We'll
don't
see.
either. I think we're in the same boat on that one. And then people go, how could you forget? Well,
Well,
I
here's
don't know.
the thing.
If
Also,
you married your high school sweetheart, then you remember everything. It's pretty easy. One
right.
notebook.
Well, that's the other thing.
I
It's
got
like
files.
the more you've dated, the longer you've been single, the more dates you've gone on, the
Right.
less memorable each one potentially becomes.
I was out one night and a woman stood over me. Did I ever tell this story? Stood over me and goes, "Do you remember me?"
Okay, I think you should tell.
And I looked up, and I wish there was a camera on my face, just looking up and like having half a second to like put it all together. And I go, "Oh yeah." She goes, "You don't remember me. You don't remember me." And I go, "Your hair was shorter." She goes, "It was longer." I was like, ah,
Wrong.
get out of here. Right. There was no win
Well,
there.
I wonder if this is, I don't want to make this a stereotypical male-female thing, but I do think we sometimes tend to romanticize things maybe more than men, and that makes it more memorable. Like, I don't think that men are necessarily romanticizing everyone they've gone on 3 dates with, or maybe it just doesn't mean as much.
Well, let me make it more reasonable, I guess. Not romanticizing, but like there's a hash out that women do together that I don't do with friends.
Right.
You know, like if you
And the more
repeat
you talk
line-
about something, the more implanted in your brain it becomes.
right, like if you repeat the lines of the script, you remember the lines of the script. You
Right.
know, so
Your thoughts become your reality.
right,
Also.
absolutely. So like the idea of like how was the date last night? I never get asked that question.
I ask you that.
You asked me. But in my 20s, when this, you know, when
Right.
I was 30 and this
Before
happened,
you had this dating podcast.
Before,
right, yeah.
exactly. I mean, I had another dating podcast. No, but it wasn't like what happened.
Right.
You know, like I think those conversations you tend to like, you know, they burn in your brain a little.
Did you unfollow her?
I never did.
Okay.
Still following me, probably not next week, but
We'll find out.
we'll find. Oh, maybe they'll email.
I feel like she's going to email. Let's see.
I have a feeling too.
And I want to know.
I'm on the road.
Yeah, where are you going?
Listen, this Netflix thing, I just opened up.
Opening doors?
I think so. Things are happening. I'm getting on, you know, these shows are selling. You know,
That's amazing.
I'm coming to Atlanta. So the theater's going to start. I just did Providence, if you're listening right now. I opened up today. We tape a week ahead of time. I opened up Providence. 2 shows out of 5 sold out before on Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
That's a little bit of a number jump. That's pretty good.
That's great.
So, but I'm going to start doing these theaters. This is where we really...
Goodbye, intimate shows.
That's
These are
right.
going to be blowouts.
These are...
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. This is Eras Tour shit.
Yeah.
So I'm coming to Atlanta. So I have a little break now, but I'm coming to Atlanta. Huntington, New York is creeping
I'll
up.
be there.
Jordana
As you
will be
know.
there. Seattle, Washington. I added a second show. I'm in Charlotte. Added a show in Philadelphia. Second show. First show
Nice.
sold out. Added a show in DC. Same place we did the UL.
Great venue.
First show sold out. Added a second show. Baltimore. Plenty of tickets available. Dania Beach, Portland, Oregon, Phoenix, San Diego, Boston, Chicago added a second show. JaredFree.com for tickets, JaredFree.com for tickets.
I guess they don't have Netflix in Baltimore.
I guess not. Those boat people.
Are they boat people? Is it on the water?
It's like on the water. There's like, it's like, it feels like everyone lives in a houseboat there.
Interesting. The only
Yeah.
thing I know about Baltimore is from Hairspray, the movie.
What is the main song from Hairspray?
There's a song called Good Morning Baltimore, which is the only reason I remember that it's set in Baltimore.
I just remember John Travolta dressing up as the woman. That's like the big thing was like a man dresses up as the mom, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
That was a big part of it.
I think
Or
so.
the legacy of it.
Yeah. I don't know what the big song is. There's definitely one. I just definitely don't know the name of it.
What are we talking about today?
Today, we are talking about
Let's jump right in.
why someone would indicate interest if they don't want to pursue anything.
Oh my.
All right, I'll read it. Hey, J&J, your podcast is the highlight of my week. I
What
love
if it was
that.
titled, Why Would Someone Go to Miami with Me Without Remembering?
That's going to be next week's intro. you know.
Right. Well, we did jump right in. I mean, we did a dating conversation to start.
This was a good conversation. I
I
think we really
agree.
got into a lot of meat there.
A lot of meat.
Yes. Thanks for all the laughs and dating insights that have helped me as a single woman in my early 30s. I had a situation this week that's making me question my sanity, and I'm hoping you can help me process it. The situation started when I parked in my apartment's parking garage, and as I got out of my car, I exchanged a look and a smile with a guy who was walking by. I had briefly talked to him ages ago in the elevator and thought he was cute, but hadn't run into him again until now. Fast forward 3 days. I went to my car and noticed a note on my windshield. The note said, just wanted to say hi. Just wanted to say that I think you're cute. Smiley face with his name and his apartment number. I was flattered and excited that a possible connection was being made IRL. I wrote a note in response that said, if you are who I think you are, you're cute too. Smiley face. Let me know if you'd like to grab a drink, and added my name and phone number before slipping it under his door. So did he give her the number? Okay. She gave his name and he gave her his name and apartment number, but no phone number. So then she gives him her phone number, puts it under his door.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
What a meet cute.
Yes.
On our
This-
story page.
This is all very cute
Yes.
if it works out in a marriage.
That night, he texted me, starting with some casual chit chat. When I steered in the convo towards the note, I was thrown by the direction it took. A screenshot of the text exchange attached. Okay. I'll be her, you can be him.
Okay.
All right. By the way, you're the tall brunette guy, right?
LOL. Yeah.
Laughing, crying emoji. I haven't been to my car since Friday, so I wanted to be sure.
LOL. Yeah.
This guy's a wordsmith.
Real creative. Sorry if that was weird. I just remember seeing you get out of your car that day.
Not at all. Honestly, it
This
made my
guy.
day. It was very thoughtful. And then, so they write simultaneously. So she's writing, I thought it was you since we passed each other, but who knows? It could have been a stalker. Crying smiley face. It's just based on a very real fear. Okay.
Also, about getting a drink. As much as I would love to do that, it's actually a really bad time for me right now with regards to dating. I have some family stuff going on that is taking up a lot of headspace and energy. I just would have regretted it if I didn't leave a note.
Oh, no worries. I get that. Sorry you're dealing with family stuff. I hope it gets resolved soon.
Little did he know there were many worries. No
Several
worries.
worries. Yeah.
A few worries.
Uh,
This is
fucking
this
asshole.
is
Yeah.
This is as unbelievable as forgetting a trip to Miami.
This is crazy.
It's so crazy it's sane.
Okay.
To
I
me,
mean,
I know exactly what the fuck is going on.
Douchebag.
Yeah,
Okay.
this guy wrote a check his ass can't cash.
he tried to write a fucking our story page and then bailed. All right.
Well, he couldn't write, hey, I'm in this apartment. Come on over and blow me. That's what he wanted to write.
You want her to just knock on the door and come in and hook up?
Knock 3 times on the window and you blow me.
That is actually quite unromantic.
I know. This is ick wrapped in a romantic wrapper.
Very icky. I'm annoyed
Yeah.
with him on her behalf. I told him how confused I was and he apologized for that, but I'm still left puzzled over what happened. I know at this point he doesn't owe me anything and he can opt out whenever, but what gives? Did I misread the situation and jump the gun by asking him out? Is the family stuff a cop-out? And if not, then why make the gesture that indicates interest? Jordana, have you come across this before, or how would you have responded? Jared, why would a guy make an effort like this if he didn't actually want anything? Hit and run romance. That's a good ending.
Great ending
for this sign off. For this.
I appreciate this person and their naivete.
I don't think that's naivete. If I got that note, I'd be like, "This is so romantic."
Of course, no. I guess the naivete to like what happened.
Okay.
Like now looking back, you go, "Oh, he just wanted to fuck without commitment." And it's like, this is like, to me, like,
that honestly, until you said that didn't really even cross my mind. I was like, well, I guess he's got some family stuff. No, I didn't think of that. But I was just kind of
there's
like,
no grandma. Grandma's been dead for 18 years. This guy, he did something. It is annoying. Can I just like, I'm on the side of this guy did a fucking annoying thing.
what was like going through his mind when he saw her get out of the car, as he said?
Hot girl gotta get. That's what hot girl gotta get.
Okay.
So that's really the only answer. Like, hot girl gotta get. I don't think we could make it deeper. We could make it so he's this plotting maniacal genius that's just getting blowjobs via love notes.
And he just didn't want to go. But it's also like, in some ways, it's almost not personal because they haven't even gone out, and she's been rejected before even going out. So his thought,
Right.
like, I don't want to go on a date.
Doesn't want to go on a date. And she did everything perfect.
Right.
She smoked out the snake. You know, she
Right.
like filled the hole in the yard full of water, and the snake had to like slither out.
Okay.
Because what
Gave
she
him no
did-
other option.
She gave no other option because she said on her note, she wrote, what did she write? Just wanted to say, I think that you're cute with his name and his apartment number. And then she wrote, if you are who I think you are, you're cute too. So comes back in kind. Let me know if you'd like to grab a drink. So that she has made her want clear. And then they get to the texting. She says there's chit chat. There should be no chit chat.
Right.
She gave him her number, said, let me know if you want to grab a drink. So he comes in, let me try another angle towards this blowjob. And I say blowjob, but like being physically intimate. So he's like, hey, what's been happening? Oh, you're the note girl. And it's like, let's chit chat. And he felt her out. And then she goes, down for that drink that I mentioned before.
Right.
And he's like, God damn it. I gotta have a drink with this person. What does she think? I'm a fucking maid of time?
He seems dumb. He just wanted to like hook up with her. She lives in his apartment.
And even more convenient. No gas.
Then he has to see her.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He is not thinking of consequences. He didn't even think of the consequence of his note.
That's what I mean. That's, to me, is crazy. It's like, of course she's gonna think that you want to go out with her.
Absolutely. Everything that you did is so cute, is so like you know, and she's right. I'm not saying she's wrong.
Right.
I'm saying looking back at it, I can't it's cute that she's confused. She's not confused.
Well, that's why it seems almost like predatory. And I don't want to, it's not like fully predatory, but there is this sense of like, okay, I'm going to leave this note there. And then if this girl has like low enough self-esteem that she'll just like hook up with me without me taking her on a date, then like, great. Like that's
He
sort
doesn't
of what
think
it
of
feels
it that way.
like.
I understand why it feels that way, but he's not thinking, oh, I hope she's a low self-esteem loser who will come over and fucking lick my asshole. Like, I don't think like...
No, but like that's kind of like if she wanted to go on a date and she didn't, let's say like let's say she didn't feel bold enough or confident enough to ask about to insist on the drink.
Well, I'm happy we're here to like help her through
Yeah,
that. She did the right thing.
I'm saying I could see a situation where she just lets him they just kind of chat for a while, and then he's like, want to come over, and then it almost seems like that's why it seems a little like deceptive or predatory.
Right.
That he's banking on her, just like.
See, he doesn't think of himself that way.
Right.
So like, why would he think of her that way?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I think when he's like, oh, we're in the same building. I think she's hot. She thinks I'm hot. Oh, I hope she's like come over and fucking go down on me. You know, like I don't think he thinks of himself as like, if only I had the confidence not to show up at a woman's place and fuck without commitment. Like he doesn't think of it that way. I understand what you're saying, but I don't think he's like, you know, feasting on the self-conscious.
I
You know,
guess.
like I don't know. I just think to him,
He's assuming she wants the same thing
I think
to an extent,
this
which
is
is playing dumb a little bit.
Well, I actually think this is if I was to make it bigger, this is the dating app culture playing into real life experiences.
Okay.
Dating apps, you get ahead. You make sure that everyone wants the same thing as you before you enter into anything. So he's kind of doing that. He's like, here's the contract. You want to hang out with me? It ain't going to be a dating situation. It's going to be kind of, we live in the same building and we bump uglies and then we go back to our apartments and we don't have to sleep in the same bed at night.
Right.
And he's like, you don't want that contract? No harm, no foul. I got all this family stuff going on. I can't do, and your offer is not going to go through.
Mm-hmm.
This was a contract offer.
Right.
I'm going to get ahead so I don't disappoint anybody. And that's what dating apps do.
Yeah.
No, I'm here. What am I looking for? Long-term relationship. What am I looking for? To be casual. It's on my profile. You know, like this is what
Yeah.
he's doing. He's like, well, let me make sure that this is a right swipe. I think you're cute. You got back the note. I think you're cute. Okay, they've live right swiped.
Right. And like you said, like she's asked the correct question.
She drowned out the snake
Yeah.
because, and again, this goes back to
Be
like,
a better consumer.
yeah, it goes back to why we've always said like, make a plan and I'm in is such a power. If you don't want to write that, you're your own worst enemy.
Right.
Don't blame who you're dealing with because everyone's going to be nice to you. This guy was so nice to her. If you look at the words, they're all nice.
He should be nice. He fucking left a note on her car.
Right. Well, the context isn't nice.
Right.
You know, if we look
The
between
intentions are not nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The intentions are not nice. The words are nice. Everyone's going to be nice to you. Nobody's mean to people.
Right.
So everyone wants comfortability. So this guy asked for a blowjob as comfortable as he could ask for it.
Like a gentleman.
Like a gentleman. That's right.
Well,
Do you think I'm cute? Because you're cute.
I'm glad he was rejected and hope he doesn't leave any notes on anyone. It's so funny.
mean-
She's in the garage and the other day she sees a note on someone else's car.
Just cleaning up notes. You got the note too.
You got the
He's just
flyer?
seeing
Yeah.
which one comes back.
I mean, that is his real life Bumble, like you said, like just passing out notes, seeing if what numbers he gets under the door.
that would be a great next scene in the movie. She comes down and just every car.
It's like the old woman with the cane next to you. She has also got a note. He's just spreading his.
Grandma Lucy in 4G. I blew him. I was up for the contract offer that he had. What? You get lonely.
Some people, I guess, might.
That's the
Fair.
thing, though. Like, you know, you're just really like, to this
Casting
guy,
a wide net.
right? It's a numbers game type of guy, and that's why, like,
It's just funny because he's like tried to show up as himself as Mr. Romantic when
Oh,
really his intentions are the complete opposite of that.
He's the, what do they call it? The fox in sheep's wool.
Wolf in sheep's clothing.
Wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
This is a total wolf in sheep's clothing move. Put the note. Look at me. I'm Romeo. You know, and then
Right.
it's like, you blowing me or what? Drinks? What are you kidding me? Who would want drinks? He doesn't have time for drinks with family stuff.
Right. When you've left a note, you have
Yeah.
time to write a note.
Right. What, did your mom murder your dad? What's going on? Let's do some awkward
All right,
sex.
let's do it.
UUP@betches.com. Keep sending them in. Huge fan of this one.
Good one.
I mean,
This is
some
the
weeks-
definition, I think, of awkward sex.
yeah, this is a real. Some weeks I read them, I go, this is.
Seen that before.
Yeah, this is okay. J&J, awkward sex story for you. A little over a year ago, I broke up with my boyfriend and moved to a different state for a job. About a month later, I was finally ready to have some casual sex. And since I was living in a semi-rural place and didn't have many options, I made a Hinge account and got to swiping. I matched with a guy a couple years younger than me and extremely attractive. And we decided to meet up for a drink. After about an hour, I realized he was perfect one-night stand material. Hot and fun, but too immature for any kind of real relationship or chance for me to want anything more than sex. Can I just say something? No man thinks that way.
Okay.
This idea of like, throw him in the bucket, no, it's just not a thought. It's the idea of, Oh, she's perfect for that one night stand.
They don't think that way?
Not ever. We are not organized enough. We are not.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking then?
Hot
You
woman
just keep
wanna
telling me all
fuck.
the things you're not thinking.
It's really simple.
You're like animals.
Animals.
It's really an animal brain.
Hot woman, here's a note. Hot woman wanna fuck.
But there's got to be a point in life when they become more evolved.
Yeah, there's a point, and it's usually too late. You know, like it's usually that's why like all these relationships. I was sideswiped. All of a sudden, he got weird. Yeah, then he started thinking.
Right. I feel like this is all I think about. So it's
But even to hear this, I hear this sentence, and when she's like, "Perfect one night stand material," I'm like, not a thought I've ever.
You never
no.
thought someone.
No.
Even in like if you're on the road and you're like, great, I'll hook up.
Even to me, and it's I don't know. Maybe it's the fault of women.
Give us your
Because-
thesis.
Well, my thesis here, and I'm joking, obviously, but maybe this idea of like I got to be a gentleman.
Okay.
You know, this idea of like I can't speak that way about a woman. Like you can speak that way about a guy.
Okay.
Like, oh, this immature loser. I'll
Right.
just fuck him
Well-
one night and be on my way. If I said that about a woman, like I can't even put my head to the thought of that because it would just not feel within my nature.
Right.
Even
You don't
though
wanna
my
think
actions
you're
would
the-
say otherwise.
You don't want to think that you're that person.
Right. So
Right.
you don't say it.
Right.
Because you would be a gross, disgusting man. Whereas like these words out of a man are kind of fucked up.
You want a one night stand? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If
After
you're
about
clear
an-
with your intentions.
Well, I think being unclear, vague is kind of is seen as being polite, but maybe it's not. But I'm
Right.
saying like, if I was on a date with a woman, I was like, clearly she's too immature, but I'll fuck her and leave.
That's what you do. Not
No,
you,
no,
but
no,
like not
excuse
you,
me.
not you, but
no,
that's
I
what
take them to Miami first, then I leave.
no, like that's what many men do.
Right.
So
But
it
they're
seems
not-
like it's been thought out.
Well, I guess maybe that's the male female divide here. Is like a lot of times women write in about men, and I'm like, it's not that plotted.
Right.
You're plotting.
Yeah.
We are not.
Yeah.
It's
because it's
very-
a serious thing for us.
Right.
Right.
And to him, it's like, I'm on a date with hot chick. We'll see what happens.
Right.
Who knows about date 2?
That's annoying.
I'm here for the moment. Okay. We went back to my house and into my room where he noticed I had paint bottles on my desk from something I was working on earlier. And he asked, "Can I paint on you?"
Very Titanic.
Very. What
Can I
would
paint
think?
you like one of your kindergartners?
What would you think if you had your paint stuff out and a guy was like, "Can I paint on you?"
I think it would be like hot if we were dating. This
Really?
wasn't the first time I met him. I think it'd be like kind of interestingly sexually adventurous.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
I think, "Can I paint on you?" I'm like, if I'm signing up for that, I'm like, we're about to do something a little bit bizarre and weird,
Right.
but I'm down for it. I'm here.
I would think I would be down for that if I felt comfortable with the person. On a one night stand type thing, I feel like I want it to be as normal as possible.
Interesting. I guess for me, a one night stand, you're like, this is where we get to get weird, but it generally
I
doesn't
guess.
get weird because
Maybe
You're
if I
two
had a
people that are not
specific
sure.
thing that I was like very, I don't know.
right. I don't know if someone was like, "Can I paint on you?" I'm looking down at like my tie-dye dick, just like,
Maybe for women though, I feel like you need to have a level of like emotional intimacy before being sexually like
charged up for that.
explosive or, like interested. Doing
Right.
something interesting.
I mean, it's just a weird question too. I was working on earlier and he asked, "Can I paint on you?" Even in my drunken state, I knew it was a weird idea, but why not? I figured he could put some on the palette, get a brush, and do something cool. But no, I was sitting on the bed and he squeezed out half a bottle's worth of bright orange acrylic paint onto my chest. Well, I was still wearing a tank top. Low
have
cut,
some-
but still.
Have some Riz, as they say.
Let me get you some orange. Gonna turn you into a Cheeto.
There's a way to do this, I'm sure, in a more sexy manner.
Right. I mean, she's also telling you exactly how she feels when she's like, half a bottle. I gotta pay for another half a bottle.
Right.
These acrylics aren't cheap.
It's true. Paint is expensive.
I didn't even know how to respond to this. And as flaming orange paint slid down into my boobs, I asked myself, is this really worth it?
Because she half bought into the idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize before he got another bottle of red paint this time and squeezed that one out onto me too. He got on top of me and started trying to kiss me when I said absolutely no way. Are we about to hook up while I'm covered in paint and destroy my brand new comforter and sheets?
I would be thinking I was thinking that.
mean, this is the opposite of sexually adventurous. This is like you're fucking my mom. You're going to waste all the paint and then get it all over the sheets? I got to clean up tomorrow.
On a one-night stand that I haven't even illogically planned out, my future with you, you're going to ruin my sheets, not worth it.
It's so not sexy to talk about the sheets.
Yeah.
Like the idea, like they are on two different.
It's like that scene in American Beauty.
Oh, I don't know the scene.
So they're like with what's her face? Ooh, who was the woman? Annette Bening.
Yeah.
And what's the guy who's in trouble? He's
Kevin
canceled.
Spacey,
Kevin Spacey.
the spaceman.
Yes. And they're like about to have sex on the couch, and she's like, "Let's get out of here," because like I just got these upholstered, and then he starts like yelling at her.
Yeah, this is they're two people on two different pages. I think I
It's
remember.
like,
the
"What
scene
happened
now.
to
Yeah.
you? You used to be fun, whatever."
Right, and this woman is like, let's have a little one night stand fuck sesh, and he's like, can I paint you? And then she's like, the sheets.
I get it. Yeah.
I didn't even know how to respond to this, and as a flaming orange paint slid down in my boots, I asked, is this worth it? Okay. I didn't even realize before he got another bottle of red paint this time and squeezed that onto me too. He got on top of me and started trying to kiss me when I said, absolutely no way. Are we about to hook up while I'm covered in paint and destroy my new comforter and sheets? I said, when you asked if you could paint me, I thought you would paint a flower or something. Flowers. I thought you were gonna
I thought you had a temporary tattoo.
Right. I thought you were going to paint a house with a chimney and a squiggly smoke thing coming out.
In the romantic vision, if someone's like, "Can I paint you?" It's because they're really good at painting.
Right. Why would you
It's
bring
like
this up?
if someone was like, "Oh, there's a guitar in your room. Can I play you something?" They just start just slamming
Hitting
on the
it.
keyboards or something.
He paints the stick figure of the family on the back of the
She has your eyes.
minivan. I said, when you asked if you could paint me, I thought you would paint a flower or something, to which he said, no, I don't know how to paint. I just thought it would be hot. Nope, not hot, she writes.
Wrong.
I thought it would be hot. At this point, the cheap, sticky acrylic paint was still running down my body, and now we both had it all over our skin and clothes. I made him go wash off in the bathroom, and then I did the same because I wasn't about to take my shirt off for the first time in front of this person while I awkwardly rinsed off my body in the sink. This is so funny how different directions they've gone into.
Yeah.
She is in logistical, non-sexual, get me clean, get this paint off of me, things are going to get dirty mode. And he's in like, let me
I
put
think
some orange on you.
I think she was icked out at the first
yeah.
of the thing. She was like, "Oh, never mind."
The minute he
Like,
wasn't painting a still life on her back.
the minute he didn't have any grace when doing it,
We had sex eventually, but the real kicker was my roommate asking me if I hurt myself the next morning because the bathroom looked like there was blood and water splashed all over it. We did actually see each other a few more times after that. That's crazy. But every time he came over, I put my crafting supplies as far as I could. As far away as I could. It became apparent that he had never had a one-night stand before and only got drunk a couple of times. Just didn't know what to do in that moment. So now I just look back on it and laugh. Paint me like one of your hinge matches.
good one.
It's a good one. What do you think of this?
I think it's very funny.
It's very
It's
funny.
very awkward.
It's very awkward. It's also like, it kind of shows you like, if you're just down to like, if like, it felt like one person was on mushrooms
Right.
and one person was totally sober, and like
Yeah.
they just not be in the same room together.
And I think if you're gonna try something like interesting, you've got to know you have like a little bit of a skill in it,
Right.
or
Well,
like somewhat of a plan.
you have to have the plan. You have to like,
Yeah.
You can't just like shove a finger up an asshole without like Googling what to do first. Right. Like have some
Have some grace
knowledge and grace.
like, tact.
Can I paint on you? I'm just riffing here.
Just throwing paint bottles on someone, like that's not.
Right. If he went to, I guess the way this paint date works is he at his place, if he owned a studio, and it's where he paints, and on the studio they have this big tarp out, and there's stuff on the ground, and they're throwing paint barrels at each other. Like that's what you envision in something like this. When I have a couple of squeeze bottles and a brush or two, and we're going to do it on my bed with my new sheets from Brooklinen.
Yeah. No.
No, I understand that.
Have you ever been to a wine and paint night?
I haven't.
You have. It doesn't seem like your thing.
Not up my alley. It always looks like the guy is being held hostage.
That's
Every
kind of
time
how
the
it,
guy's
yeah.
holding up the painting at the end, it's like that guy who's being beheaded.
Yeah. You should go to one just to like live scream it or something.
Just to like do
Yeah.
a night there. Maybe I will.
That would be
I think
funny.
that's
Like
a
when
good
you're on the
idea.
road or
Yeah.
something.
Something to do. Paint and sip. I get it. I get why people do it.
Yeah.
It would be funny to see these two in like the ghost scene. Oh, and she's like, "You're gonna get it all over the floor."
Like that's probably when she said yes, she's probably like, oh, this guy like knows what he's doing.
Well, that's the only way it works. Is you have the clay studio. Come back to my studio. This is where clay gets touched.
Let me show you how I do it. Oh,
Right.
let me show you how to do it.
Right. There's no mess to be made. I
Right.
guess the mess is a big part of it.
I would say there's like just nothing less hot in a sexual environment than someone trying to do something that they're not good at. Again,
Ooh,
I
good
just
point.
thought of like playing the guitar,
Mhm.
anything that's like, if you're not really good at it, you're just,
Right.
it's just a detractor.
I think that's the thing with all sexual journeys is like there has to be a leader and a follower.
Yeah.
There has to be someone that's so into it that you can get into it as well.
Right.
You can't just be like riffing,
Yeah.
which
You
is
have to
what
have-
he did.
You have to have a plan or be very skilled. All right.
What are your name ideas?
Candace had paint and sip, which I liked. Artistic arousal. What do you have?
Picasso penis, Monet madness, paint on my chest, a brush with love,
Okay, oh, wow. There you go. I like
acrylic.
acrylic.
But
Oh, I get it. Ick.
Yeah.
Ick.
But acryl dick works too.
Yeah, that's good. I like acrylic
Those were the.
because it's definitely an ick.
Let's do another email.
All right. Hi, dear J and J, I've been close friends. Okay, she just jumps right in. Dear J and J, no, I love your work.
Whoa,
What?
what the fuck? How about you? We changed your life. Candace took it out.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah. No, good for you. I
Whoa,
just your-
insulting.
no, thank you.
What are you
for
going to take us to Miami and not remember?
Sounds like it. Dear J and J, I've been close friends with Anne and her cousin Carly since we were 18. I mean, that's just like a jarring initial
Right.
sentence.
Ann and Carly, let's talk.
Let's
You
do
just
it.
use us for help.
Partying together in college, being in weddings together, and now attending their children's birthday parties. Now I'm a 29-year-old female who's been chronically single for a while. I was describing my ideal man to my friends, and Carly said she thinks her brother is the perfect match. Her brother is 26 years old, and while I've known him for a long time, I've never thought of him as a possibility, but I've always found him attractive, so I was up for exploring the idea. She then brought it up to him, and being close friends with his sister and cousin, he said he always thought of me like a cousin, obviously. We don't love that. Still, the friend group has been pushing us to get together, and I have decided to make it more of a joke between us to avoid anything awkward. About a week ago, a bunch of us were out to dinner at an Italian place, and my friend's brother exclaimed that he immediately knew exactly what he wanted to order. Riveting.
What is he, 8? I know what I'm ordering. Are you going to date me now? Who are you getting fixed up with?
All right, that's weird. How does that even come?
Mac and cheese.
I know exactly what I want.
Noodles with butter. Chicken fingies.
Now we know
like-
exactly what kind of 8-year-old you were.
Yeah. I just imagine this.
Mom,
I don't know.
Mom, I
keep
know, Mom, I know.
Mom, 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 mom.
Carly's husband said that if I correctly guess his favorite dish on the menu, that Carly's brother had to take me on a date. Okay, so Carly's husband says this,
Yeah,
not Carly's brother.
I mean, this has gone wide.
We both agreed, and I luckily guessed the correct dish. We laughed about it, and then he said, if you find a place with eggplant parm, his fave dish, we will go and I will pay. Here's where I need advice.
He even sounds like more of a toddler there.
Right? If you win the game,
Yeah. Then
you
I'll
owe
go
me-
out with you.
then I owe you money.
And I'll pay.
Here's where I need the advice. It sounds like he's also 26, so I guess
Yeah.
that sort of plays into it. Do you think I'm able to get out of this friend zone situation, or maybe a better term would be the cousin zone. And for the record, we are not, in fact, cousins or related in any way. I don't want to put pressure on the situation, but I also really want to explore the idea of us dating. Yours truly, Stuck in the Family.
She's got to get away from these people. This is horrific.
Away from these kissing cousins?
Yeah, this cousins, the family. I hate everyone involved in this
The
story.
guy, he's not, I think he was politely declining. He's not interested.
He's not interested in something serious.
Yeah.
Let's start at, like he's not interested in what you...
I'm seeing where this can go.
Her problem is in the question. Sometimes the answer's in the email. Her last sentence is really the issue. I don't want to put pressure on the situation, but I also really want to explore the idea of us dating. This is all like zones on zones on zones to like not have to get your heart broken.
Yeah.
So it's like, they said, we want to fix you up with a brother. You were open to it. Go ahead. And then they danced around it because the brother was an immature fucking, get chicky parm
Right.
at dinner and I'll pay for it, and turns it into this whole game. You have become, and this is the most annoying part about being single, you have become cheap fodder.
Right.
This is bullshit. I'm mad for her, and she's not even confident enough because she says she's chronically single to be mad about this. Fuck off. I don't want to meet your fucking toddler brother. Get out of my face. Be an adult. Ask me out. Yeah, I could be open to the idea of maybe we would hold hands and maybe one day we could date. Get out of here.
Well, this
Todd.
is this is right. Yeah, I mean, he sounds like he sucks, and your friend is acting. She's having a fun time with the idea, so that's why she's
Right.
suggesting it.
They're all wasting this person's time.
Yeah,
The husband, the friend.
because they're all getting
the
off on the
cousin.
idea
Yeah.
of like, wouldn't it be fun if
Right.
my friend dated my brother? And then like, she's married, so she has nothing else going on. So
Right.
she's like, oh, like let me fuck around with this.
You're the puppet, they're the puppeteer.
They're having a good time.
And they got a brother who's up for the game because he's 26 and doesn't give a fuck. Oh, I know this girl wants to fuck me? Fun. I'll live in that.
right.
While I make bets.
Yeah.
While you're sitting there wondering if the idea of us dating has ever crossed his mind. He's too busy thinking about,
Chicken parm.
Chicky parm. I'm annoyed for her in a way that's like, it's like, so, this is horrific because she's taking it seriously and no one else is taking it seriously.
Right. And here's the thing, like yeah, of course, I've always thought about that. I would love
Sure.
to. That would be great if I could take her out. That's
Right.
it. Anything other than that is a no.
I had this kind of...
It's not something you want to get into.
No, and they're not taking you as seriously as you're taking yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting there
Which is
going,
annoying.
It's very
Yeah.
annoying. She's 29. She's calling herself chronically single. She is, looking at a certain clock. I'm not saying what clock. I'm just saying she feels the clock on her.
Right.
Her friends
Well, she's trying to be open-minded.
And now, because her
Right.
friends are like,
Put this
have
idea in her
fun.
head, yeah.
And then they go, well, her brother would, is single. And you go, oh, I guess, they are cute. Oh, well, could I have a life with them? They are younger than me. I'm 29 and it's tough for me to find someone. I want to get off the dates. I love the family already. So why wouldn't I want to be a part of their family? And then the brother's like, yeah, I'd fuck. Like,
Maybe.
Look at, maybe. If she guesses what I want for Din Din. It's like fucked up.
right.
Candace, yeah?
I think one element too is both of her friends are cousins.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So
they're
she-
trying
there's
to
an
like,
emotional masturbation here for her.
I could be part of the family.
A bit more pressure there, and then it's such a fun idea to be like family with your best friend.
Right.
Right. But that's what's so enraging because this younger brother is not thinking of that seriousness at all.
And this is a person who fucking sucks at setups, is her
Yes.
friend. Because that's not how you do a proper setup.
No.
Here's what you do if
Right.
you're setting people up.
Right.
A refresher course.
Right.
You go to the person who you think is going to be less interested
Yeah.
and you ask them first.
Right.
They are in. Then you go to the person that is going to be more interested and ask them, because then it's probably a go.
Right. Yeah. And they know this. That's what's so mean.
Right. They're just having fun. They're not doing it for them. They're doing it for themselves.
Right. They're basically saying, hey, go down that street over there. There might be a boyfriend down there, and it's about a mile away. And then she walks the road, and she's like, well, maybe I'll try because, what other road do I have? And she's hard on herself. And then she gets there, and it's a dead end, and it's a dude who fucking orders chicken nuggets.
Right.
Who's like, you want to blow me in this alley? He's not. The friends are the problem, not the guy, not the
agree.
brother.
Yeah.
If I were her, I'd go to the friends and be like, you got to cut this shit out. It's distracting.
Right.
You're wasting my time. I do want to find a real relationship.
I don't want to be the joke.
Yeah, I don't want to be the joke. And like, your brother's a nice guy, but you got me thinking on him when I don't need to be thinking about him because he's not thinking about me in the same way I'm thinking about him.
Right. So if you really want to look out for me, find me a guy who's single who wants to take me out.
And take it seriously.
And ask him first.
Right. Because I'm chronically single.
Chronically. It's a disease.
Disease.
All right. Let's play some red flag or deal breaker.
Let's play some games now.
Let's do it. You want to read the first one?
Love it. He doesn't repost the love of my life IG story.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Dead in the water.
A friend posted on her Instagram story a black and white picture of her holding hands with her boyfriend with a caption of love of my life at his name here. He did not repost this. This is obviously a problem, right? Later in the night, he posted pictures of the city skyline. So clearly, he was active on Instagram. He even tagged her in the post. I just can't help but think, if I were her, how would I feel? This is obviously him making a statement, right? Boy, this person is nosy as fuck.
Yeah.
They're writing in a red flag deal breaker for someone they've watched on Instagram.
I won't say I'm above this
I am not either.
because
I'm not. I know where she's telling the story in a way that I'm like, I know exactly how this all went down.
let's hear it.
Well, no, she's like, I watch this couple regularly.
Right. She's telling a story.
Yeah, and she sees
Maybe
the
he's not
post
the love of
stories.
her.
Yeah,
Well, she's not the love of his life.
she's tracking a breakup. This person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think this is like the deal breaker that she's claiming it to be?
I'd say it's awkward.
Okay.
If you are posting on your stories the love of my life, I don't think
Maybe
you
that's
take
like a little
chance.
Maybe that's a little cheesy for him.
It might be, and I guess if he's posting the city skyline, then he has an aesthetic
Yeah.
that he's like looking to put off. That'd be my
Aesthetic is
excuse
like,
if I were him.
I could see why like a guy might be like made fun of his friends for like posting love of my life or something like that.
Not really.
No?
Yes and no. If you do it every day,
Okay.
it's like, dude, enough.
If you're
We're gonna
doing
make fun of
right.
you.
And if it's a repost, it's probably better.
If it's a repost once on their anniversary or on a night out and she's not a big poster, but this was the night she felt something, I think it's a problem.
Right.
Because
he's posting also. You're saying because he posts.
he posts and because...
Like it's not like he never posts anything.
Right. He posted something that night.
Right.
That wasn't her saying, I'm with the love of my life. If she's the person who's like, has an aesthetic and really takes Instagram seriously, I can understand why he didn't do it. Like if this is an everyday thing,
Right.
and it's part of her brand to
Right.
be love of my life chick,
And he's like, that's not my style.
right? This
Yeah.
this is more depthy the more you look at it. Because if you look at it at first glance, you go, she posted "I love you" and he didn't repost it.
Okay.
But if she's the type that her whole
Maybe he didn't like the way you looked in it.
wow, yeah, man.
I would.
a good way to get
I've
in
not
trouble.
reposted stuff Mike's tagged me in because I'm just like, I don't fucking like that picture. I didn't approve that one.
Right. Men don't get that kind of
Right. You
judgment.
couldn't. Right. You're not allowed.
Not even allowed. I know, but I understand. Like, I would understand if her, like, you ever see those people with the Instagram, like the feed is like one, like, tone.
Yeah.
It all looks like Crate and Barrel.
An aesthetic.
In aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
If she's that type, I would understand that he's like, listen, I'm not part of your fucking cheesy shit. I love you, but I'm not doing this shit. I can
Right.
understand that. But if it's a one-off, like they were out on their, on a big night, big date night, it would be a little, to me, I would be like, yeah, he's not where she is.
Right. It's funny how like accurate these little social media like nuanced micro things feel like can actually predict a negative encounter. Like I remember right before the Sofia Vergara, Joe, how do you pronounce it? Manganiello. Right before their breakup, he posted a happy birthday like feed post to her, and it just said like "Happy birthday, Sofia," or it was like "Feliz cumpleaños, Sofia," or something, and everyone was like, "That's it? Like what? Like that's the whole
Right.
post? Like must be headed for?" And I was kind of like, "That seems stupid. Like what does he have to cater to you people? He needs
Yeah.
to like." come up with a whole thing, but then they got divorced like a month later.
Stars are just like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, I listen. Who amongst us
Right.
has not changed up the person writing in about who's spending their days watching another relationship? They're not wrong. Something's
Yeah.
up.
I could say.
It's either, but the levels of what's up is he's not really a fan of what she does on Instagram, or more seriously,
She's not the love of his life.
I'm not sure.
So red flag or deal breaker. You post love of my life,
And
you
they
tag,
don't repost.
You tag your girlfriend.
I think it's a deal breaker. I'm like,
a deal
because if
breaker.
I'm posting that, I really have to be like
Fucking in.
hammered, all hopped up.
I don't really
on.
see that as your aesthetic.
It's not my aesthetic. So like for me to go and do that, like I better know the answer to the test.
Okay.
How about you?
If he's not reposting, but he's posting other stuff, it's a red flag, and we'll need to address it. But
There'll be talks.
if he just doesn't post that much, like if he didn't post anything that day, I think it's fine.
Mike, as you know him now,
Yeah.
you post a beautiful trip to Italy with the love of my life.
I don't think I'd care.
No repost. You wouldn't care.
I don't think so.
Okay.
He doesn't repost a lot of the
No.
stuff I tag him in.
Yeah. Listen, I follow you both.
Yeah. You've seen, he doesn't repost a lot of the stuff I tag him
This wouldn't.
He's
I
not,
wouldn't
like,
see
doing-
one and not the other and go, ooh,
in. Yeah. I guess I just like, I feel confident that, that I am the love of his life, maybe, or that, I don't think, you know what I mean? I wouldn't take, maybe if there were like other signs that he might be like on the way out, it would mean a lot more.
I think this is a very interesting conversation of how much Instagram has been around for so long, that you are a personality online as much as you are in real life.
Right.
So it is a very nuanced thing. Like it does matter the combination of people, how much they post, how much they don't post. All those things matter.
Right. Yeah. I don't think I would write love of my life either.
Don't see you as the type. I
Just-
couldn't.
it's a little
even as
like-
it came out of my mouth, I was like, I couldn't see that post.
It's a little too bold.
What if you posted a 10-picture scroll of your trip to Italy and he didn't repost it?
Like a carousel?
Yeah,
I did post that.
I know. Did he make it a story?
No.
Yeah. So, okay.
So I guess we're fucked.
Guess we're good. To this woman, you guys.
Even
are
he doesn't
done.
really post.
No, there's
Yeah,
listen.
right, yeah.
No explanation needed. It's all about how you feel. You
Yeah.
know, like I would hear that from you and go, yeah.
I think maybe in the beginning of dating, I would feel more insecure about that. But now I'm like, I've got a fucking mortgage with you. Like,
Right.
you're
You're
not,
stuck,
you're not
bitch.
going fucking anywhere. It's over for you.
Harry-
Post, don't post.
My brother and his fiance, she posts
Right.
and he'll do the backup story post
He does the repost. Yeah.
of one or two or whatever. They did the engagement photos. He did the repost,
Okay.
but it wasn't like on his. I don't think, was it?
Yeah. I like when he posts less personally.
When the man posts less. When you're
Yeah.
a
When
guy.
Mike posts, I like that he's not reposting everything I put
Right.
him in. I usually don't even tag him.
Yeah, No, I understand that. Like, I think there's class in all these things.
I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll
Let's do
we'll find
another.
out what's in the cards for us after that. All right. Okay. They back out of a family wedding the day before for something that was easily preventable. Hi J&J. One of my friends recently attended her close cousin's wedding, where all of their extended family was in attendance. Her long-term boyfriend was supposed to join her, had RSVP'd yes and everything. The day before the wedding, he tells her that he can no longer attend. The reason? He had to drive his mom to the airport a few hours away from the wedding venue, something he'd known about for at least a few days, if not longer. She had been asking him for weeks to tell his mom not to book a flight for that day, but I guess he just never did it. This would have been the first time meeting some of her family, and she was extremely irritated by how he handled the situation. Deal breaker.
He's going to break up with her.
I mean,
He's starting a fight where there didn't need to be a fight, so he's creating space to then end the relationship.
this to me, kind
Yeah.
of says like, I don't give a shit about you.
No, it's him being like, I know this will start enough of a fight that'll give us a reason to break up.
Do guys do that?
Yes.
They just do something dickish so
yeah,
that
you
you'll facilitate that conversation where they
Yes.
can be like, well, maybe we should just end it.
There it is. That's the game plan. This guy, and he could use his
coward.
mom to kind of
Coward,
gaslight her.
sorry.
It's a cowardly move.
Yeah.
But also it's like, I got to break up before this wedding. Then they get to the wedding. He's like, fuck.
I forgot to break up before the wedding.
Right. So then he gets to the wedding and he's got to meet all these family members. He's like,
Right.
I can't
which
meet
will
any more
reinstill
family. Yeah.
you
Weddings,
guys.
weddings, going through a wedding as a couple makes you a stronger couple, no matter what.
This is such a cowardly move. It's very annoying. But it would be I mean,
This
it
is-
would
I'm
have that effect on me. I would be like, what are you talking about? Like, that's it. Yeah.
Right. As a born coward, I know exactly what this guy's doing.
All right, let's do
Yeah.
one more.
J&J, longtime listener, a Bumble match from maybe 2018 told me to listen to your pod. I never met up with him, but
Is it this
eternally
woman?
in Miami. Okay, here's the situation. One of my good friends and I both matched with the same man on Bumble. I had exchanged maybe 3 back and forths with him and learned they had made plans to go on a first date, so I stopped messaging him and let her see where it went. That said, when I was messaging with him, we talked primarily about concerts, and I told him I was going to see a specific artist this upcoming Saturday at a local venue. I asked if he has any concerts coming up, and he didn't acknowledge knowing the artist I was seeing. He just said, I haven't even looked into any yet. But I just found out that as a second date, he asked my friend to go to that show. This man doesn't know we know each other and probably doesn't know how small the venue is. So he's in for quite the treat when I'm also there and come say hi to her. Wait till he sees me.
Gotcha.
This might be the girl with the baby in the
Good.
from earlier. Just waiting him out.
Waiting in the wind.
Wait till he sees me. Gonna be
Some girl that he
Yeah.
spoke to for 5 minutes on the dating app.
Got him. I am proud of my good ideas and glad they're being put to use, I suppose. This person,
It's a little bit of an inflated sense of how important these messages were.
I have gotten this so many. Oh, good to see one of my jokes made it into your act. You know, if you tell a story about someone,
Right.
Oh, I guess you needed me to have a podcast. Yeah, that's what I needed.
We're about to get that in the email
that email's
from Miami girl.
But I'll literally be at this concert alone. You're not exactly winning. I'll be there waiting. I'll be at the concert waiting at the front door, alone, mind you, dateless, with a picture of him from the app. Is this you? Guess my ideas were pretty good, huh? She has totally missed the mark on how cool. Guess you had a good idea for a fun concert night, huh? Didn't expect to see me, Lauren Greenberg here, huh? Waiting for you. I'll be in the corner having a water, because that's how I have fun.
Alone. Wow. That was good.
But I'll literally be at this concert alone while my friend is there with this dude who stole my plan.
I mean,
She did do a
All right.
laughing face emoji to give her some credit for realizing how funny this is.
kudos to her for going to the concert alone.
She shouldn't go. I'm telling her right now. I listen, I'm all for stuff alone.
Yeah.
I don't mean to make fun of her. There's no win here. It's like, I
She
don't know what
shouldn't
she
go.
expects. Like, okay, let's say
I just don't even think he's
hey, you're here? And then you're here too. Hey, remember me from the dating app? Oh my God, a little awkward.
Right.
Who
What
are
is her
you
goal
here
there?
with?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I'm here. I
I
just like the band.
I don't
Yeah.
think this is the power move that she thinks it is.
No.
Um,
Yeah, no. I don't put yourself through this.
also, like, what is the red flag or deal breaker that someone takes the date idea of someone they were speaking to on an app and takes another date there that they haven't even met?
Right, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Thanks. Maybe the
doesn't-
red
he
flag
also-
deal breaker is like showing up alone to confront the person.
He also doesn't know that she knows the girl.
Has no idea. This is one of those things where it's like, you know, like when I do the ick bit and people are like, I got an ick. My husband wears Crocs. And you're like, you still fuck him.
Right.
He wins. He's doing okay. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
This isn't that deep for him. This guy's like, yeah, I like music.
Yeah.
Brought a
you're-
girl.
And he probably
I got
thinks
the win.
if he sees you at the venue, he probably won't even recognize you because he hasn't met you in person.
Right. And if he does, he'll go, oh, cool, we matched.
Right. I also think that like because he said to her, he didn't acknowledge knowing the artist she was seeing and said I haven't even looked into it any yet. He's trying to like end the conversation also.
Right. Yeah. This is all, it's been inflated to a point.
Right. It's been dramatized.
Right. This
Right.
is, she is living in a Sex and
Aha. Yeah.
the City.
It'd be one thing. Okay, here's where the story would be dramatic. If they had gone out a few times, she says, "I'm going to this concert." He says, "Oh, interesting," and then he goes to the concert that she's at with a different date. I think that would be a little weird
Right. And then,
if he had already met her.
and he would feel a little bit like, oh, I'm really a dick.
Right.
You know, like that would
If
be
he saw her
a
there,
gotcha
right,
moment
yeah.
more than I'm here with your friend.
Right. When it's a person I've never met before,
Right.
and had like probably 3 lines of conversation with.
Right. And we live in a world where dating apps exist.
Right. There's probably
You know,
several
like-
people that he's matched with on the apps at this concert.
It's the whole audience.
Right.
This was a wonderful episode.
This was
We
great.
did it. We got personal.
A lot of meat.
A lot of meat. Listen, we solved dating again.
We did it, and we'll be back on Sunday with a Sunday special.
Boom.
The You Up podcast is produced by Jorge Morales Pico, Sean Kilby, and Candice Maniga. Editing by Jorge Morales Pico and Shannon Sassone. Social media by Candice Maniga. Guest booking by Ali Friedlander. Be sure to follow at you.up.podcast on Instagram and send us your emails to uup@betches.com.